Yo, what's up, folks? Let's see what kind of mischief we can find tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has seen some positive momentum post the VP
Hell
debate
yeah.
in the state of Pennsylvania. He
Good
is
for
back in the
him.
lead according to Polymarket. He was down by a few points in Pennsylvania. It was almost tied. It's been tied for the past like 2 weeks there in terms of the betting, but now Trump is back up. Not necessarily based on anything crazy in terms of recent polls. It's just more so the aggregate polls coming together and people realizing, and this is kind of what I expected, if the dynamic of the election is all of these Rust Belt states are like tied, if you will, because that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say Harris is up by like 1 in Michigan, up by like half a point in Wisconsin, Trump's maybe up by a half a point, or it's tied in Pennsylvania. The betting market is going to interpret that, because you have people putting money on this trying to win, as a positive for Trump, because you add in the data that we have from 2016 and 2020 where Trump overperforms these polls significantly, to where all Trump need. I mean, you look at the aggregate right now in Pennsylvania, it's tied, which is great news for Trump. You look at the aggregate right now in Michigan, he's down by a point and a half. Great news for Trump based on how he overperforms there. And by the way, there's other things in Michigan that are looking really good, including a lot of the minority populations going for Trump, more so than they did in 2020. And also a Michigan poll. I mean, what was that Atlas Intel that had him up by 4? I mean, that is a little bit of an outlier, but still, even if he's only up by 1 or 2, you'll take it. Considering what we've seen with Michigan recently, maybe it's a little bit more liberal than the other two Rust Belts, but even Wisconsin is amazing as well when you compare it to 2020 and 2016 and the polling nightmares that Wisconsin has experienced, where Trump's like, he's down by 0.5. If we get a similar polling error, Trump's going to win the state by 5 points. He doesn't even need half the polling error to win the state. He needs barely anything right now. And we'll see what happens. There's going to be more polls, obviously, that gets released within the next week and a half. But the Rust Belt looks really good. Pennsylvania, you could argue, looks the best, but you're talking about, you're splitting hairs with these states. You're trying to look back to 2020 to 2016, which polls have who where, the Republican pollster, liberal pollster, things like that. But overall, Trump is back in the lead in Pennsylvania, and really, I think.
Listen. Listen. Fuck the Democrats. Unless you want prices to keep increasing and you ain't getting no extra money for the work you're doing, Trump is the answer, man. Like, people are fucking stupid, yo.
Think these numbers. I mean, if you're really factoring in everything, it should really be Trump about 65, Harris at 35. I mean, these are just betting numbers. You're betting on who's going to win. But, if you think Harris is the favorite right now in Pennsylvania, it's just because you have a liberal bias. I mean, if you factor in the 2016 and 2020 results and you compare Trump's favorability with Biden to where Trump is right now versus Harris, everything's improved for Trump. All the polls have improved. And again, we're factoring in 2 election cycles. It's not Republican cope. It's important to do that. And by the way, I've looked into the numbers when you look at the 2022 polling error, because they'll compare the midterms to a general election, which is total crap. But even if you did that, the polls had a very, very good cycle in 2022. They were not off very much. Everyone says, oh, they were way off on Republicans. Not really. Not even close to how badly they were off in terms of Trump in 2020 or 2016.
Bro, Trump is real deal Holyfield. This guy don't fuck around. He's on a mission. I don't know why more people don't get involved. I mean, he's up. But it should be like up like fucking 100%, man. Like fucking, give him 52% to for her 48. I mean, keep it real. Fellas, ladies, gentlemen, this guy ain't playing games. He got the strongest backing, Elon Musk. I mean, he ain't, he got a lot of money himself. Like, he ain't a broke. So, he ain't a joke, man. He don't need the money either. He don't need it at all. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this for the country because he sees the same thing that I'm seeing and you're seeing, and we are in a decline. All right? People laugh at us, other countries laugh at us. So, that's all I got really to say. I mean, vote Trump. Do not vote Harris is my recommendation. So
you're just coping. It's an apples to oranges comparison there. It's not even. I've looked into the data on Real Clear Politics, and it's not even close. Not even remotely close. 2022 was a good polling year, yet they make it seem like, oh my God, they overestimate. It's like the ABC News poll. I remember liberals like cheering because of the plus 17 ABC News poll, but it's like you get that erroneous crap from like ABC News, who's an A plus pollster. And it's like, this is just all ridiculous. It's like, Cook Political comes out with crap. Bloomberg comes out with crap. All these polls had Biden up over Trump. It's all ridiculous. But right now, Trump is doing very good. You've got folks, I ran the numbers. Even if we see a Hurricane Sandy level turnout dip, that could affect North Carolina counties. Trump is only set to lose about 15K votes. Yeah, and so this is good because people were dooming about, well, they're not helping certain cities where that hurricane hit in North Carolina, the rural areas, even though Asheville's, Democrat, smaller city, many of them are rural and Republican, but people are dooming. They're like, well, they're doing it on purpose. They want the infrastructure to be destroyed by the election so people can't go out and vote for Trump, but it should not affect it. And hopefully we've got enough time in between now and the election to where they can get things back up and running. Obviously, it is a terrible situation, but we are hopeful that that's not going to affect the election, obviously. We've got this, Donald Trump will go to prison if he doesn't win the election or die first. These liberal people are just train wrecks, man. I mean, there's mental illness. It's just like, it's like, you don't even, like, what even is going on in this tweet? So Trump's going to go to jail if he doesn't, but he's going to die for, like, what are you even talking about, dude? It's just a mental illness from hating Trump. Dude, this Kamala HQ, every single tweet from Kamala HQ is false. Every single that I've seen, every single tweet. And so here they are. Just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield's Haitian migrants have legal status. The rules were you guys weren't going to fact check. Of course, completely taking Vance out of context. That's not even the proper exchange that they were having when Vance said that. But it's just such crap. Why lie? I mean, you could do stuff to where you could try and hit Vance on actual topics. I remember this. No, this wasn't the thing I thought it was. But so this is Vance responding to whether the 2020 election was stolen. I've thought of the perfect retort for, because they think they got a checkmate when they ask Vance or any conservative, do you think Donald Trump won the election? You just hit him with another question. Do you think big tech manipulated the election to help Biden win? And then if they say no, we're going to have to bring up the Mark Zuckerberg letter. We've got the letter because Mark Zuckerberg admitted, yes, big tech helped the Democrats by silencing the Hunter Biden October surprise. That absolutely happened. So all JD Vance needs to say, if they say, do you think that Biden won, is, do you guys think that big tech manipulated and cheated for liberals? Because yes, they did. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, admitted it. He donated $400 million to help Biden win, and he admitted it. What do you think about that? Do you have any answer on that? Oh, they...
Yeah, man, that's some real fucking shit, bro. Like, Zuckerberg fucking, doing what he's doing in the fucking background. Ain't fair, man. They are not giving Trump a fair run. They are doing anything and everything they can do, you know what I mean, to, make this man look bad. When, you know what? He is the answer to our prayers. And this is Jimmy from New York telling you the real deal.
Wouldn't answer. Bring up the letter. But no. I like JD Vance. And there's an unbelievable edit of JD Vance just talking about his aura. I mean, you've got gay men saying he's sexy. You've got, there's straight men saying he's sexy as well with the eyes and things like that. I mean, he had an amazing debate, and we all know he won the debate. Even liberals like CNN admitted he won the debate. We've got this below are the Real Clear Politics polling trends for Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, so the Rust Belt over the past week, and there's positive movement for Trump in all of them, not named Bloomberg. which has been a disaster, or Cook Political, who's also been a disaster. And then you can see still Nate Silver says his model shows. Yeah, I'm not too big. Like I don't even with the models, guys. It doesn't it's just not worth it. I think let's just look at the polls and obviously when it comes to this, we're just gonna all do a cat fight where it's like, well, Trump's really up because Harris is up 0.7, but if you factor in how off the polls were, and then they'll bring up Trafalgar, and then we'll bring up Cook Political, and then you've also got Marquette, who's been a disaster. They're like, oh, Marquette was very accurate in 2022. Yeah, they were way off in 2016. Marquette's been very liberal, too. Especially, see, the thing is, you can tell a pollster isn't accurate if they've got Biden up. And I remember Marquette had a very liberal polls when it was Biden versus Trump, when Trump was winning everything. And then Marquette comes out with a poll. It's got Biden up by like 7. It's total crap. Marquette's been a disaster. Cook Political has been a disaster. Bloomberg's been a disaster. Emerson's been okay. New York Times has been okay. Atlas Intel, I'm not sure exactly. We'll have to see. I feel like this might actually, they might have actually done state polls in 2020. I don't remember. But look, when it comes to this is Pennsylvania. It's tied right now. That's a win for Trump. I think this is Michigan. This has basically a tie as well, plus 0.8. And, oh no.
Getting a little cold here in New York. And ain't it funny how the seasons change? I mean, 1 minute you're wearing shorts, the next day you're wearing fucking sweatpants and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll tell you this much. Fall is my favorite time of year. And you know what? I've never been into politics at all. But back in 2015, 14, when he was running for the 2016, president that he won, I was never into it. But when I heard he was into it, he was in it to win it, I was like, yo, man, growing up, okay, I was born in 1972. So growing up, man, you heard a lot about Trump, man, because he was making money, man. He was the money man. So I respect him all day long.
This might be Michigan because it's got Michigan news source. I don't know. Either way, I think the Rust Belt looks very good for Trump based on this polling when you factor in 2020 and 2016. Looks very, very solid for Trump. There is no doubt about it. And especially the recent polls, the encouraging polls out of Michigan, because that was kind of the one state. Oh, yeah, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but the stuff about Doug Emhoff that came out, hitting a woman in the face, and not only that, cheating with a nanny. And they're trying to, you've got Jen Psaki doing an interview with him talking about he's the new definition of positive, masculinity. And he's got all this baggage and they're doing interviews like that. That's just pathetic. Kamala's, look at this, big Republicans for Harris event tonight in Wisconsin is invite only. Wait, Kamala's going to be there? Oh, I thought this was someone else doing this. This is a Kamala Harris event that's invite only. Well, guys, wait, when is the last arena rally that Kamala Harris has done? I feel like it was at least 3 or 4 weeks ago, an actual arena with at least 10,000. Logistically, it's very hard for them to do that. It's just nobody wants to go to these events. They have to bus them in from other states, and you got to rent out all the buses. It's very hard. You know what? To be fair to Kamala, they did plan out a rally last week in Pennsylvania, but the third graders had an emergency field trip and they needed the buses. So the third graders took the buses, and so they couldn't have the rally. They were going to ship people in from Massachusetts with the buses, bring them from the liberal hotbeds like Vermont. And when you've got a field trip like that, you got to cancel the political rally.
You know what? Good for them, man.
Got to do that.
Good for the
guys,
kids.
This is pathetic. This one.
Good for the kids, man. Let them go on that trip, man. Those buses are assigned to them for that day. Yo, The children are our future. You know what I mean?
This woman cannot draw anyone. They cannot have rallies because nobody cares. Nobody cares about this woman. What vote did you excuse me. I've got this like thing in my throat. What vote did she win? She didn't win anything. Nobody cares. They're doing invite only. It's an invite only rally. It's a month before the election. This woman is not winning. Please stop. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Look at this clown. Oh my God. They've got the big dumb white guy. Oh my, I hurt my wrist doing that. Oh my goodness. I don't know how he does that better than me. I freaking like dislocated my wrist or something. And then this is something that I'm sure everyone is aware of, but it's not good. The new monthly birth update is out. Fertility rate is being below 1.6 means 50% less new people after 3 generations. The US is at 1.64. China, Japan, Poland, Spain are all below 1.2. And so, yes, this is the problem. The United States, natural born citizens are not having babies, and so they're importing the immigrants, and it is becoming a big problem in the U.S., and it's something that really isn't getting talked about really at all. And unfortunately, I think when it's going to get talked about, it's probably going to be too late. This is an Emerson, a very solid poll, 1.6.
Well, I want to say thank you, Depressed Ginger. And yes, Trump is winning, and we are all rooting for him. So, cheers for the video. Let's finish it off.
It's fine. You know, if that's the margin on election night, I think Trump's going to be pretty solid in terms of the Electoral College. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.
All right, so there you have it. I mean, that is pretty much the latest poll. Let's see how many hours ago that was. Oh, okay. October. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So, a few short hours ago. And they're talking about, like, you know, Trump. Everything I hear, I mean, it looks like an even race. That's the way they make it look. But everything I hear, every event, and everything else, I mean, just calls out to me, man, like fucking Trump. You know what I'm saying? Everything you hear about politically is Trump. I mean, people are starting to wake up after 4 years and saying, I'm vote Trump. You know what I mean? So, shit or get off the fucking pot, man. Because if you vote Kamala, you know what I mean? Dems, Obama's running the shit. You know what I mean? Nancy Pelosi or whatever the fuck her name is. They're just running it, man. They just want to get the White House. They just want to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're afraid, like, if the Republicans, let's say they win it, right? Fair and square. Trump's term is over, okay? He's not going to claim any dictatorship, okay? So, his term is over. My prediction is Vivek Ramaswamy runs to be the next president with J.D. Vance as his VP, alright? And if he can do it once, he can do it twice in a row, man. You know what I mean? Because they figured out all the games the Dems are playing. So, Ripper keeping it real with you folks. And I'm telling you what's going to happen. I mean, my prediction is Trump. And Trump will change not only the United States, I mean, when big shit like this goes down, the whole world is affected. When Biden took over, the whole world got affected. All right? So, something to think about. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Is the Ripper saying if you can't be good, then be bad, baby? Peace out.